What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Young Dolph, the motivational speaker of the streets, is back with the second album of the year titled Rich Crack Baby. Now, his campaign for King of Memphis, which was his debut album earlier this year, was very successful. It sold well for an independent artist, and just thinking about that, all the money that he made from that album, he's pocketing himself for the most part. I mean, there's a little bit of a cut through Empire distribution, but for the most part, he did that. He shot video after video. It seems like every week or every other week there was a new Young Dolph video. I think he shot almost all of the songs on the 11-track album, so it was very successful. And now, and currently right now, he's on his tour. He's on his tour. I can't remember how many dates it is, but he's been on tour for this summer, and I've been seeing it's been sold out. I didn't get a chance to see the Seattle show, but I saw pictures and video. It looked like it was real energetic, and everybody was, into it. So it's good to see Young Dolph making that type of progression, but there's no time to take off. So he's back with Rich Crack Baby, and he's basically taking the stigma of being a crack baby and turning it into something positive. Yes, he was a crack baby. His mom and dad, did crack, and that kind of led to his birth. But at the same time, he was able to overcome any of the obstacles that would have plagued him. He's not stuck in the hood. He's not dead. He's successful. He's made a lot of money, and he's continuing to motivate people with everything that he does. So Rich Crack Baby is meant to be inspiring, and I think it is. We have a record like In My System, and this record, the intro is ridiculous. It features Boosie Badass, and man, easily when I started listening to this record, I thought this project is going to be good. I didn't know how good the project would be until after a few listens, but I can say with confidence that this might have surpassed High Class Street Music Volume 4, which is my favorite Young Dolph project. Going back to In My System, there's so many quotables. I think Young Dolph is very charismatic, and I probably said that in other Young Dolph reviews, but I think it's a huge part of who he is as an artist. From his ad-libs when he laughs at one of his clever, witty lines, to him telling you more about his story, more about his life. He does that on In My System really well. He says, "You lean the pot and scrape the bowl and you get Dolph. My mom and daddy fucked around and made a boss." Like, lines like that are why I really love Young Dolph, because he takes something and makes it into a positive. And then Boosie really went off on this record too. I think he has my favorite guest feature on the entire project, and we'll get to guest features in a moment, but I enjoyed his verse because he's always going to tell you a story. He talks about how his cousin taught him how to cook crack instead of telling him, you should go to school, you should do this. And then he turns around and sells crack to his uncle, or crack cocaine, for the regular price. Like, not only are you selling to a family member, but that family member's not even getting a discount. The drug game is cold. The other line on that song that I really enjoyed, because again, it's motivational. Dolph says, "I clocked in when I was 12 and never clocked out." That just is another testament to his work ethic. He continues to work and work and work, and that's why he's successful. Trapper was another great joint. If you listen closely to the beat, you can kind of hear like I don't want to say it's like a sample, but it seems inspired by T.I.'s 24s. Like, you can hear, if you place like some of the melody of T.I.'s hook in 24, you can place it on Trapper. And then for the hook, Dolph flips Tupac's ambitions as a writer, but instead of flipping it to where it's more catered towards Tupac, what he did, Dolph makes sure to flip it in a way that fits him as an artist. He says, "I can't deny it, I'm a straight trapper, you should come and fuck with me." That's opposite of what Tupac was doing with the verse, or with the hook. So I like that record a lot. He said, "Gave my principal 30,000 just to pass." Again, it's another one of those braggadocious, clever, charismatic lines from Young Dolph, and I keep using the same words over and over again, but those are the words that are coming to mind. Let's go back to the guest features. On this project, there's a number of guest features, and they all work well. One thing that I didn't like about King of Memphis, but I understood and appreciated it, I didn't like that there wasn't any guest features, because I think Dolph brings out the best in some of the people that he works with. So having no features on King of Memphis was disappointing, but I understood it. He said he wanted to do it his own way, and you got to applaud that because he did that. Nobody can say Young Dolph sold this amount of records because he had a feature from this guy or that guy. No, he did it all himself. But it's good to see Rich Crack Baby having those features, and not just like the ones that you would expect him to work with. He's worked with 2 Chainz before. We got that. It's cool. Gucci Mane, he's worked with him before, and now you got him again on Stripper. And I think that's my least favorite guest feature, only because I don't like the hook. Gucci delivers the hook, and I'm not a fan of it at all, but his verse was good. Besides Boosie, because Boosie is my favorite guest feature on the project, I really enjoyed 21 Savage on 150, and then Wale on Star Power. And I think Wale on Star Power was good because you don't expect him and Young Dolph to collaborate. Like, that's like a really odd collaboration. It works, but it's an odd one on paper. For me, Rich Crack Baby is the most complete album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, from Young Dolph. Like I said, it surpasses High Class Street Music Volume 4, and it has some of my favorite records from Young Dolph now. Like, I can tell you just off right now, I'll be listening to In My System. I'll be listening to If, Star Power, 150, and even the title track. I'll be listening to pretty much the whole project. I think out of the 13 songs, I didn't have anything bad to say about them. And it was crazy because I'm listening, like, I'll go on runs and walks and listen to albums for the first time. So I did that with Young Dolph. And the thing that I was like 7 songs deep, I was like, man, there hasn't been anything bad about this project. Like, I like everything about this project until you get to the Gucci Mane hook. But aside from that, I love Rich Crack Baby. I think everybody needs Young Dolph in their lives. He's that friend that's always going to be there to motivate you. If you're feeling down, he's going to be like, you know what? Screw all that. Go get some money. And money is not everything, of course, but it does help make things better. And that's the void that Young Dolph fills in the hip-hop world. So go pick up Rich Crack Baby on iTunes, listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get music at. And then let me know what you think about Rich Crack Baby in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.